As a software developer and project manager, whether I am employer or employees, I used to struggle with using multiple applications. For example, I was using Upwork, PayPal, and Google Sheets, Google Docs, and Slack all at the same time. Instead of focusing on building, I have to focus on going to ClickUp and move my task as done and doing all of these things. And then I have to withdraw my payments. It goes from Upwork to PayPal, from PayPal to the bank, and then from bank to cash. In addition to all of that, I was staying in a different place. I was working just fine. And when I moved back to visit my family, PayPal was off and I couldn't use it. Even with VPN, it wasn't working. So this is the issue with Web2. They suddenly changed the privacy settings without your consultant. And on oDoc, when we went to change something, we suggest the change and the users can vote. So every process is very long. Sometimes 20% of my time goes on logistics. And I came up with a new workflow called oDoc that help you to eliminate all the unnecessary things and focus only on building. oDoc is not really a Swiss Army knife. It's not like multiple tools in one place. So it's not really an all-in-one solution, but instead it is a new one single solution that redefine everything. To get started with oDoc, first of all, go to this About Us page. And in this page, you should see these getting started with oDoc. Make sure to watch every one of them. Just start with creating a new document and I will give it a name and description. So right here, document, and I just switch to the light mode. Within the text right here, I can create custom contracts and you can just hit slash and choose the component that you like and hit enter. It will create it for you, and I will call this milestone 1. And I can create, let's just say I want to send a payment. I can set an amount. This is a promise that I can release it later. For now, I can just assign the receivers and their amounts of payments. And there is an important step that you have to do, which is to add another column. You can rename it. Maybe I will call it task to describe the task. And within this column, I can say, for example, advanced features for the editor. And later, when the user finishes the task, I can select release. Right now, I don't have enough balance. If you go to my wallet, sorry, my balance is 0. But in this case, if I try to create a payment for someone, let's just say $100 and select someone and try to save this, it will give me an error says insufficient balance. So that requires deposit in order to make a promise. There is one more option you can choose, which is high promise. Maybe the name is not really good here because we should call it an escrow promise. And what this type of promise mean that this payment will go only in one direction. This is non-refundable. So this is an escrow system where you can deposit on oDoc and you cannot withdraw this $100 and you can only release it when the task is done. Actually, if you want to withdraw this payment, you can withdraw it by collecting enough tokens. So if you are releasing a lot of payments for other people, you will have enough tokens to cancel a specific non-refundable promise. Also, the non-refundable promise is affected by the amount. If the amount is very high, you need to burn a lot of tokens. Now, after you finish from this part, if you go to your dashboard, you will find all the data that you already have, like today's task. I don't have any. The other task. So the task that we created here, it will come back right here. For example, this one called oDoc V1 for milestone. You will find it when you go to the projects. You will automatically find it here inside the projects. This dashboard is mostly automated. So whatever you do here in the documents, it will show up here. Now, this dashboard is still only for demo. It doesn't really work. It's mostly just UI without backend. And in the next milestone, we will activate all the features on the dashboard. We have another type of contracts called shares contract. And also this type of contract not implemented, but it's for demo. And so for the shares contract, you can add a few people. Let's just say I want to add 2 people. The first one will own 50%, the second one will own 50%. And of course, I have to select the beneficiary. You can share this contract with the people who want to pay. Let's just say they pay you $14. The payment will be automatically distributed. This is helpful if you don't want to waste your time by splitting your payments and then making the transaction from one person to one person. Also, if you don't trust your coworker, the automatically distributed. So it can be used in 2 different cases. Now, there is one more feature, which is this Workspaces. This will show you only the files and the chats and the projects that is related to oDoc. This Workspaces is very useful in case you are having a lot of projects and each project have too many chats and too many files. So here sometimes it's very overwhelming to see too many of these cards showing here. So you want to filter them out by the workspace.